Hey, welcome, Broad Coven. Wonderful to have you here, sharing this space, dropping in with me tonight on the eve of the new moon in Taurus, which is going to go down at 11:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're here in the States. And this is a new moon when we can really get some stuff done because we have a very positive aspect with Saturn. Saturn will be sextile this new moon. And so it really gives us an opportunity to look at where we need to make some adjustments, where we should best set our sights in order to achieve the greatest success. And I thought, let's dive into this and let's do a pick a card read, just make it fun for all of us and see what comes in. This lunar cycle is going to be felt between this evening all the way through until June 8th when we have the new moon in Gemini. So you got some time to work with here, and I figured why not figure out where you would best be served by applying your energy, your focus, your determination, bringing a little fire forward. And so we're going to have 3 separate piles, and we're using 3 different decks for each pile, so we don't have to waste a lot of time really clearing out the decks. I did pre-shuffle them, but I'll shuffle each pile a little bit before we dive in, and I'm going to show you your choices. So pile 1 is this moon ring that also has these beautiful opals and moonstones set around it. Okay. And for that pile, we are going to be using the Glow in the Dark Tarot. Okay. And then for pile 2, we have this key. Okay. And we're going to be using the Angel Tarot for pile 2. And we'll just pick the clarification cards at random. I just kind of want that to happen very spontaneously. And then for pile 3, we have this boot. And I thought it was only fitting, since fairies wear boots, that we use the Paulina Tarot, or what I like to call the Fairy Tarot, for pile 3. So make your choice. And then we'll get into the reads, okay? So we're going to open up first, of course, with pile 1. And I just want to shuffle, give it a few more shuffles here. What is the greatest success for pile 1 in this new moon cycle? Where would they best apply their focus in order to really level up in all areas of their life? What is the greatest success that awaits pile 1 in this new moon cycle, kicking off tonight and lasting clear through June 8th when we have the new moon in Gemini? All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, you're set for a big change in fortune. Looks like fortune is turning in your favor. I see that you're getting out of your fixed position and you're really starting to look at ways that you can transform your daily schedule in such a way where it allows for more play, more spontaneity, more creativity, more fun. I feel like you're wanting to just add a new element and level of creativity into your day-to-day affairs. You're wanting to think outside the box, maybe even try some edgy ideas. I also feel like you're bringing a lot of old cycles to a close. You spent some time trying to figure out what really works for you. I feel like you needed to make a change. Something was starting to feel a little too stale, a little too stagnant, and now you're ready to head off in a new direction. You might also be closing significant cycles with any of the fixed signs. That would be Taurus, Leo. I almost said Capricorn, which is really interesting. Okay, we'll bring it in, Capricorn, maybe around that 10th house activity with the Wheel of Fortune there, okay? So maybe there's something you're really trying to change up regarding your image, how you're viewed, your public appearance. You might be focusing on your appearance. You might be focused on a little bit of that glow up energy. You might be really building your brand, okay? Maybe you're wanting to do something a little edgy, outside the box, or something a little different that's not typically done, okay? Interesting. Aquarius coming in there. And did we bring in Leo, Scorpio? Okay, I think that's all of them. That's all of them. Let's see. It looks good. Okay, so some turn of fortune in your favor. Okay. After a time when you had a lot of imbalance, it looks like maybe you were juggling your finances for a little bit. You might have been juggling options too. You were trying to make a choice about something, because we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse to the Six of Cups in reverse, okay? You may have even had something come up with somebody that you considered a soulmate that really rocked you emotionally. And this may have also had an effect just on your effectiveness. Maybe you've been in a process of healing emotionally, and so you were a little bit distracted from the day-to-day affairs. I feel like that might have really rocked you or set you back a little bit. Maybe you've had a hard time staying on task or just keeping yourself on a good schedule because you've been dealing with a lot of emotional fluctuations. It feels like it's in relation to processing something kind of heavy with a misconnection with somebody that you felt was a soulmate. This turned you upside down a little bit, okay? So you probably have been balancing out a lot karmically on that south node here, but it seems like things are turning around now. Oh, you may even be getting some communication from this person that might change quite a bit, actually. We got the Eight of Wands here, all right? So I would say this might come in more on June 8th, right around that new moon in Gemini. That's when communication might pick up. I feel like you still might be in the process of like closing this out. So I do suggest that maybe you work on establishing a schedule for yourself, establish some kind of routine for yourself, because I feel that that will really ground you out. And it's also going to have a beneficial effect on your finances and your stability in general. It'll just have you feeling a lot stronger in and of yourself, because it looks like you've really been reflecting on this for quite a while, and this energy has been a little bit stagnant. So it feels like you need to ground it out a little bit, and that'll strengthen you emotionally. It'll give you more clarity, more focus, and allow you to bring your energy back from the past and into the present. And then I do feel it's very interesting that right around that new moon in Gemini on June 8th, you'll all of a sudden get some communication coming in. Maybe you've been waiting to hear from a particular person, and because you hadn't heard from a particular person, you just felt really confused. You didn't feel like you had any answers. I think you'll probably hear from this person around then, and there's going to be some movement forward that happens as a result of this. Okay, there may be travel in connection with this. There could also be some feelings revealed. Maybe you finally know where somebody stands. Okay, give me some more details about this for pile one. But I think right now, having some kind of daily routine would be really beneficial for you. Because I think if you just kind of sit there, you know, your thoughts just tend to drift. And maybe you can lose your motivation, all right? Yeah, I think you've really been in this place for a while where you've been processing a lot of heavy emotional stuff. Might have really taken its toll on you. You might also have a lot coming up in your dreams right now. You might have very active dreams. Some of you may even be having disturbed sleep. And the reason why you're having these dreams is because there's a lot bubbling up subconsciously that you kind of repressed, you know, because it looks like you've been just trying to maintain a certain level of balance. And I feel that this has really been in tandem with some kind of emotional loss that also affected you financially. You know, so it's sometimes, you know, when we get in that place, it can be a little bit easier to kind of like just avoid it, you know, avoid looking at those things. And then, you know, it sort of overtakes us because it's still operating on the subconscious level, you know, and then it has to come out in our dreams, which can disturb our sleep, disturb our rest, and then we're not feeling our best. So there's something coming through here about really getting stabilized And actually, ironically, the more that you get yourself stabilized in what may seem like mundane, day-to-day, tedious stuff, the more you're going to feel grounded emotionally. And then you can actually create space where you can sit with what you're feeling. I mean, you can even schedule it in time to just let yourself brood and process your emotions, compartmentalize it a little bit instead of letting it spill over and color your whole day. And another thing that can help too is maybe keeping a dream journal so you can kind of decipher what's coming up in my dreams. What is it telling me about the emotions I'm experiencing? You can also do just a little, automatic writing at night before you go to sleep. Maybe just fill up a page in a notebook where you just let yourself empty your mind of just anything that's in your head so you can really get some good rest, okay? And if you are going to have your phone by your bed, and you're going to kind of like go to sleep watching some YouTube, tuning in for a read or two or something, make sure you're really dimming your screen light, okay? So it's not really creating too much of that, stimulation, and you can actually get some rest. I see that a lot of you have been working really hard to turn around your finances. You had the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles to the Magician, okay? And it's like in a crossing position, but sort of heading south. So I feel like this has been kind of challenged for you. I feel like you've been dealing with some difficulties at work. Some of you may have gotten passed by for a promotion. Some of you have been working on your own business and you haven't been seeing quite the results that you thought you would see. A lot of this also has to do with you just don't have the energy to really bring it forward yet. I'm really picking this up, that the more that you tend to yourself and give yourself the grounding you need in actually making some goals and creating just a little bit of structure around your work, it will be a point to sort of launch off of, okay? And I think that you'll see a lot more return for your investment. I also feel like you're just about at this point when you're going to have a reinvigoration in your work. You're going to find the pleasure in your work again. I think there's some piece coming in here about your work where you have to be a little bit more creative with what you're doing. Try out some of those new ideas. Not all of them are going to work, but any kind of creativity or spontaneity, or maybe trying something really different to sort of shake up what you usually do and just experiment, play with it a little bit, especially if you're in business for yourself. I think you'll rediscover your passion, and that's what's really going to turn things around on the work front. I do see that, you had a little bit of a setback there, and maybe it did affect you financially. You were like, wait a minute, I thought I was humming along, and then all of a sudden things just kind of took a nosedive. I mean, I really feel like sometimes life does that. It throws curveballs on our path when we really need to get ourselves a little bit better stabilized so we can get, the strong foundation in place that will really launch us, as far as hitting our goals, reaching that point of success. I see you're really hoping for a reinvigoration here, okay? Yeah, but this is what's interesting. It's like you may feel like you've wasted your efforts in this regard. You may feel like I've tried everything. I've been learning all the things to learn to be a success, I feel like I've been really diligent. And if you had some trouble on the job because you emotionally just have been kind of like MIA and it affected your work performance, I feel like you really took that review to heart. You did what you needed to do to turn that around. Some of you sharpened your skills, and you feel like, gosh, I don't know if it's going to be enough. I feel like this has really been an area of stress. And some of you may have thought, maybe I shouldn't be at this job, or maybe this isn't going to work out, or maybe I shouldn't have started down this track. Maybe I'm in the wrong field. Like I could see there's been a little bit of a blow to the confidence that's come in here. But I'm telling you, if you just get really focused, you'll turn this around because you're about to come out of this energy, all right? You're going to learn that, your investments will pay off, okay? See, this is the thing. In order to really recover this opportunity and let it be all you want it to be, it's like you have to claim it for yourself. It's sort of like, you got the opportunity in your hands, but you see that pentacle there, you're out of balance currently. And as soon as you bring yourself into balance by just developing a little bit more supportive habits, developing a schedule, I got a good morning routine and a good bedtime routine. Get yourself really stabilized. And also make sure you're making some room to take care of your emotional self, time when you can let yourself just sort of process what you're feeling, check out, take a nap, unplug from everything and let yourself just sort of feel what you're feeling, come undone if you need to. Also make time for some pleasure and some fun. You can't stay in this space of just hanging out in the shadows and the heaviness so much, right? So there's this piece here about you need to bring a lot more balance to your schedule because all work and no play makes you a dull boy or girl, all right? And that's not going to serve you. And I feel like this is just about to turn around for you. I mean, you have that wheel of fortune, so we know you've been dealing with all of this right now, but this is just about to turn around for you. You're just about to see the return on your investment, but you won't see it if you give up. So I feel like where you're really lacking is you're not giving yourself the proper foundation to really take care of yourself, get the rest you need, and just taking care of yourself, mind, body, spirit, so you can feel strong and really like in it to win it. Okay. So I would focus a lot on balancing your schedule and creating some kind of routine that has it so you're not leaving all your work and everything you need to do until the last minute where you're feeling really rushed and pressurized. And the more that you establish this new flow, it's going to take off the pressure. You're going to feel better. And then once you're in that more relaxed space and you let yourself bring in a little bit more of that creativity and experiment a bit, this is really going to turn around for you. Okay. So let me see. Any final words here for pile one on how they can best apply themselves this month? And if they do apply themselves, how will they level up? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. See, I think for a lot of you, you think it's like this either or choice, right? Like you're making the mistake of thinking that the only way that you can feel fulfillment is if, you're able to have things come together in a certain way. It looks like there's some kind of family issue, relationship issue that's been hanging over your head and you're not feeling fulfilled just in terms of your relationships, your connections, like something is really missing here. And what's missing from your work is the fulfillment, the happiness, the creativity. And also, like I said, I think you're running a little bit on empty with this situation, but I do feel like whatever you've been dealing with emotionally, where you've had some kind of distance, separation, falling out in a very significant connection, I feel like the communication is going to start coming in around that with the next new moon. But right now, you really need to get yourself stabilized because the reality is, if that communication came through right now, you wouldn't even be ready for it. You wouldn't be able to deal with it. There's certain things that you need to get in order for yourself. So I think focusing on the practicalities, focusing on your business, focusing on your routine, focusing on any way you need to update your skills and just getting yourself a really solid self-care plan in place that also creates room for pleasure and just kind of like effing off when you want to. When you feel like doing nothing, you can create the space to do that. I think that will be really beneficial. Okay. Let me do a cut of the deck here and then we'll get a clarification card. Yeah, because right now I feel like you're just a little burnt out from all the conflict, all the upheaval, maybe even competition. If you're in a line of work where it's very competitive and you feel like you're trying to stay one step ahead, you got to bring your passion into whatever you're doing. If you're not feeling enthused about what you're doing, and let's face it, even if you're in a job that's like, look, I'm not passionate about my current job, it just pays the rent or whatever, that's fine. That's a practical matter. But there's still other areas of your life where you need to allow that room for the passion, the creativity, and the purpose. So any way that you can kind of open that up, even if it's starting to explore, maybe looking into getting some training in a new area, or possibly putting in applications for a new position if you're not satisfied where you're at. Even just creating the possibility of something new. And if you're in business for yourself, forget the competition. Stop trying to keep up with them. Like, what really excites you? What, what lights your fire? That's the way to go, okay? And you got to get to a place where you're not like running on empty. This is just coming through very, very strongly. More play, more fun, more lightening up, okay? And look at this. This will lead you to a lot of success with the sun, all right? It's going to be good. It's just a little delayed. All right, you're not quite ready to cast off this heaviness yet. So be patient with yourself, okay? Because it's just going to take a little bit of time. You're being asked to kind of hang out here for a bit because you need to get a new view of your situation, all right? So don't be in such a rush, and don't think just because there's been some delays or maybe some setbacks that it's all, going to hell. That's not true, all right? It's just a little bit of a reroute here, okay? And yeah, if you're working for somebody and it's feeling kind of rough, I get it. Sometimes you have to make compromises. You don't always like to make those compromises, but I feel like something is lining up for you that's going to have you feeling a lot more optimistic moving forward into the future. I do feel like some of you may have had your hand forced recently a little bit, and so you feel like you're having to toe the line in a situation that's unacceptable and where somebody else has the upper hand, but I feel like that's turning around. You just got to give it time to come in, and it was 22:11 on the clock when I said that. So there is some alignment coming into place. And again, look for that new moon in Gemini on June 8th for that to become very clear for you. And we're just going to do a simple cut of the deck with these super awesome future cards just to get your overarching theme. Okay. Yep. See, I told you there's a message coming in. Okay. Woo. And there was lightning outside. So yeah, I think it's going to be an electrifying moment. It's something you're not going to be expecting, and it's a game changer, man. Okay. So right now, just enjoy, okay, with the cat lady. Chill out. Just take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. Give yourself time to just take it easy, because with the 8 of Wands that came in, when it starts moving, it's going to be moving real fast. And you may have a lot of people kind of hanging around trying to figure out what you're up to, what you're doing. It's okay to take time out for you, but it looks like you got love coming in and a little bit of magic. Wow. Okay. So everything's going to be quite different for you after this communication comes in. Just wait, Cupid is going to shoot a shot, and it's definitely going to be a game changer for you, pile one. Ooh, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. All right, that looks good. That looks good. All right, pile two at 2350, we're bringing you in. This is your pile if you chose the key that unlocks the doors of opportunity. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just give this a few more shuffles for you. Pile two. What is the level up for pile two with this moon cycle kicking off tonight and going clear through June 8th with that new moon in Gemini? Where would pile two best be served by placing their focus, their attention, directing their energy? What does pile two need to know about the area of greatest success for them? What is coming in for pile two with this new moon cycle kicking off tonight? What is coming in for pile two? Oh, is everybody getting love? We have 2 of Cups on the bottom of the deck here. So this is some kind of alignment coming in. I like this. Something's coming to fruition in a very special connection, right? Angels on deck here helping out. I heard on a wing and a prayer. So some of you may feel like, I don't know, broad. I don't know if it really can come together. I don't know. I think it can, okay? That's a pretty strong start. Looks pretty good. I like that so far both piles have started out strong. So we got you focusing on a very special relationship. And that's the thing with this new moon is it's really helpful for working through challenges and healing relationships. You got an Ace of Cups here, okay? And some rejuvenation happening in a very special relationship. Look at this. Could be with a King of Pentacles or somebody who's just finally ready to really commit, maybe even committing to healing the relationship, you know, taking responsibility, doing the work, showing up, saying, you know what, I'm really in this with you. I love you. I care about you. I want to invest in this. Could be an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but it seems that where there was like anger, arguments, disruptions, there's a calming, okay? There's a little bit of a balm to sort of rough feelings coming in here. And I do see that there is a restoration of harmony and peace between couples. So if you've had a falling out with somebody you care about, it looks like you're going to be able to find the way through, all right? And maybe you thought that's it, you know, it's just done. It's finally just time to call it quits. But no, there's life in this relationship. I think what's really important right now is to remember to keep pouring into yourself, okay? You might have been sort of in a position before in this connection where you felt like you nurtured a bit more than the other. Maybe there was somebody who was more focused on, you know, their work, getting the bag. Maybe there hasn't been like an equal give and take in this relationship. But I feel like there's a new beginning coming in here, and it's because you've been pouring more into yourself and you've been starting to really tend to some of your own needs. You know, maybe you were looking for too many of your needs to be fulfilled in the relationship, and in some way you start to take back your own power and start to think about being more self-fulfilled. And this is bringing like a balancing out in the connection. Give me more details, please, Spirit, about this Ace of Cups coming in for pile 2 and how they should focus their energy. Looks like you're doing some healing work in a relationship here. Okay. And it starts by you really, you know, investing in yourself and fulfilling some of your own needs, maybe not being so dependent on the relationship necessarily. Like I see maybe you got kind of attached to focusing on your fulfillment coming from the relationship, and maybe it's time to start to kind of like focus a little bit more on what just fulfills you personally. Sometimes that can happen when you get really caught up in somebody, you know, and you're just enjoying being in their presence, you're digging the vibe, you're enjoying the connection, and you kind of can have a tendency to forget like what it was like before that connection and just what you need for your own personal fulfillment. And this may have been what's led to disappointment in the relationship. I'm also getting this piece in here too, that it's possible that there's distance between you. You know, maybe you live at a distance from each other, and this has been something that's been a little disappointing. Maybe you've been wanting to travel to see each other, but one person here is like really like focused on their work and they say, I don't have time, I'm really busy right now. I feel like where that was a problem, that's being resolved, and there will be some maybe plans coming in for a trip, maybe a summer trip for you two to connect. For those of you who are in online romances, okay? Yeah, there's a way to make this work. There really is a way to make this work with the 3 of Pentacles, all right? And you may be kind of like bracing yourself. You may be feeling like you're really taking a second seat, you know, to somebody's work. I feel that very strongly. Maybe this has kind of been a pattern too. You always sort of feel like your needs are put last in relationships. And so here it's coming up again. And that's a little bit frustrating for you. You also may have been dealing with some challenges on the job. I say that because you got the 10 of Pentacles here, and it says, Inner and outer work helps one keep their job and protects against disasters. All right. Very interesting for that theme to come up in this second deck. It has a little bit of a similar theme to pile one there. Maybe you know pile one. It's possible. But I feel like there is going to be a balancing out here in this situation. And if you were stressed out because maybe you got accused of something on the job, somebody said you did something you didn't do, you know, I got something like, you know, somebody accused you of maybe, you know, not fulfilling your responsibilities. It could have even been somebody accused you of something like, you know, skimming off the top, taking what you shouldn't take, you know, taking more time off for your break, something where it really violates like the agreements or the contracts. I feel like maybe you were dealing with somebody who's kind of setting you up on the job. And I feel like in that case, you're going to be able to prove that, you know, you've been doing what you are there to do. Okay. So there will be something ironed out there. Maybe some of you dealt with like a review, or maybe you've been kind of like put on like sort of a suspension sort of period here. You might be really concerned about your job for one reason or another. You may have heard that there were layoffs, and you might have been concerned that because you've had some reviews or you've had some issues on the job, that possibly you would be one of the people laid off. But I feel like you've really made adjustments where you knew that you were kind of like, yeah, okay, you know, maybe I was slacking a little bit. Maybe I did get caught on the phone talking to that, you know, talking to my boyfriend, talking to my girlfriend, you know, they live in a different time zone, and I was not on the job. It was slow. There were no customers there. Okay, you could see a scenario like that. All right. I feel like where you're worried about legalities on the job, this is going to get worked out. Okay. Some of you may have gotten injured on the job, and you had to, you know, file a claim, you know, and get set up with disability. You might have dealt with some pushback around that. You've been waiting on some funds. It's going to come through for you, all right? I see that it's going to go in your favor, and this is going to get ironed out. And I also feel like, you know, the job is secure. I think you've been doing what you need to do to, you know, show up and straighten this out. But I do feel like there's a situation here that maybe's distracted you a little bit, where you didn't get treated fairly on the job. And I think it's because you got somebody who kind of like, you know, passed the buck to you. All right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you, this could be coming through that, you know, you've been dealing with some kind of health challenge, and you had to take time off of work, and you felt like you were almost like subtly being threatened, like you may not have a job. Well, I feel like you got justice on your side in that case. And you're going to have the time you need to heal and recoup and be ready to go back to the job. So don't worry about that. Okay, something's getting straightened out there. Show me more. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you couldn't go, you couldn't travel, you couldn't go on a trip with your lover. Maybe because things got a little too tense on the job. Okay. Maybe you put in to have time off to go and see your loved one, or vice versa. It got denied. Okay. This has been kind of difficult here. Yeah. You know, that might have been the case for somebody and they didn't believe it. Like, I don't believe that, you know, they turned you down for that. You know, somebody just has some trust issues, I feel. Okay. But there's consolation here, and this situation will turn around. All right. It absolutely will turn around. And I do believe that you got like somebody who's a little bit of a pest, you know, that you work with, because it does say, you know, this is kind of coming in reverse. And it says protection from one's enemies. This is somebody too, this would be somebody on the job who acts like they're in your corner, okay? And maybe you reveal a lot to this person when you're feeling stressed out on the job. I would stop that if I were you. You may have even suspected this character. This could be somebody with a strong water sign placement. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's like whatever you're telling them, they're running and they're telling the boss. This is somebody who's like a brown noser, all right? So do be on the lookout for that. I wouldn't be so quick to trust that person. Yeah. And again, I do feel like, look, they're like, look, I got all the receipts. I can tell you everything they're thinking. Lightning again out there. Okay. So this person could be responsible for bringing you a tower. So if you're dealing with a particular like business competitor, or if you're dealing with somebody on the job that you unload on a lot because you think that you got like this nice working relationship, I'd cut that out. Okay. Because this person is using that to their advantage. All right. Yeah, that's not so good. All right. Let's see what's coming in here. Give me some more details about this for pile 2 here. So just keep your nose to the grindstone, you know, and I feel like the truth's going to win out in this situation. I do see things getting balanced out in your favor, but you do need to be careful about who you're talking about, who you're talking to about the work challenges and just your frustrations, your feelings about what's going on there. I could see this even with your lover, okay? You could have a friend who's kind of like talking to your lover on the side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, look at this. We got the Magician, all right, coming in with the 10 of Cups. So be careful who you're sharing your feelings with, whether that's on the job or in relation to your lover and any disappointments you're feeling in the relationship. Because I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's a little of a manipulator here, all right? And this person, you know, is sort of like revealing your secrets. They're using the information you give them in a manipulative way, right? Magician energy. This could be an Aries. This could be an Aquarius. Okay, we got water sign energy on the board. All right. Libra energy with Justice. All right. Just be aware. All right. I do feel like this person's going to get sussed out. You're going to figure this out and it's going to restore the happiness and the togetherness in your relationship. All right. And I also feel like things are going to get straightened out on the job when you really discover who's creating the conflict there. All right. Got the devil there. Capricorn energy. It does say seduction and downfall. Okay. And this is somebody who works with the occult and magic. This could be somebody, I have to say, in terms of a love relationship, this could be somebody who has a thing for, you know, has a thing for your lover. All right. And it's like they're trying to get in their ear and sort of cast you in a bad light so they can get closer as the friend. I just want to, you know, provide you a little comfort. I just want to be there for you. Because, I mean, I don't think it's fair that they're talking about you like that when you're not around to defend yourself. Be leery. This person does use seduction, okay? I just wouldn't trust that situation. And they are creating some conflict, okay? They are creating some conflict. And they are revealing hidden secrets, okay? On the job, same thing applies. I feel like you're either dealing with one or the other scenario. For some of you, you're dealing with both, okay? There's definitely some politics going on here and ambitions working at cross purposes. But I feel like when it comes down to it, you're going to be the one that wins these judgments. And it's going to protect you, okay? Lightning again, right? So I really do feel like judgment in your favor in this regard. It will work out, but be careful of this person. This person's just running their mouth, okay? I would just keep to yourself. Don't share what's going on. Lots of lightning out there, man. Cut of the deck, and then we'll get you an overarching theme card here. Queen of Wands. Yes, this will guard you against troubles, okay? Just keep it to yourself. You know, start to be a little bit more private here, all right? This will help keep you in a very strong, independent position. They don't need to know what's going on in your personal life. They don't need to know how you're feeling about things on the job. Just start being really tight-lipped with this person, and let me tell you, their whole tune's going to change around you, man. And right with that, we got Page of Wands. Yes. And this is the right step, okay? Because this is what will help build the light. It will shed some light on this situation for you too, because it says propagation of light here confounds the wicked and slanders and saves from enemies. All right. So we got fire sign energy here too. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, big Sagittarius energy. You do this, you're going to find the way through. You're going to find the way forward. Everything will work out for you. You're going to remove those blocks out of your way, and you're going to have victory over those who would attack you. Okay, so stay the course with that. And I also see that things will turn around on the job, and where you did suffer any setbacks, you're going to be adequately compensated. Where you are waiting for maybe some kind of money to come through in relation to like a disability claim, anything like that, or needing time off for a healing process, this is going to come through as well. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And again, things will balance out. So if you're stressed out now, just know that this is in the process of being balanced out here, where you have felt like a rift between you and the person that you love. I feel like you're going to have a reconciliation. And, maybe you said some things to each other and one or both of you got offended. I feel like you're going to be able to work through that, get to the other side of it. You're each going to own up to your mistakes in that situation. And I think really when it comes down to it, you're going to realize that this person that's been interfering is really the core issue and the problem. I feel like you're going to air that out. And it says destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. So they're going to feel a little faced when this all comes out in the wash here, okay? Strong Sagittarius, strong Libra energy there, all right? Let's go ahead and get you an overarching theme card here. And Ted's all, oh. Yeah, you'll have your moment, okay? You'll have your moment to clap back. Let's go ahead and do these super awesome future cards. I like them because they're just, real simple and fun. So let's see what's coming in here for pile 2. Any more details to sum it up for pile 2 as far as where their level up is with this new moon cycle? What's coming in for pile 2, Spirit? What's coming in for pile 2? Yeah, you hear Ted with that water back there? Someone's thirsty. That's what I got. They're thirsty. And this person views you as competition. I don't feel like you're in competition with this person. I think you've been considering them like a confidant. You need to think twice about that, okay? And that will level you up. You will see how much that person's been interfering and holding you back, okay? I did see a little flash there of vigor, so I do feel like a lot of you have been in some kind of healing process, and you're going to be getting to the other side of that, feeling a lot stronger, feeling a lot better physically. Some of you would really be benefited by taking up some kind of exercise routine. Yeah, you got this devil that's been in the mix, that's been holding you up in this situation. But the flame in this card really means that this devil is like all hype. They don't really have the power to take you down. So I do see you effectively, putting this devil in their place, and you're going to overcome this challenge. And I think you already know who I'm talking about here. And from there, it's nothing but expansion for you. And where you were wanting to go on that trip, I see the trip will be back on. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of expansion coming into your life, especially over the next 3 new moons. So not just this new moon, but also the Gemini new moon on the 8th. And then, of course, the Cancer new moon that follows, okay? So do look for things to radically change in this situation and for there to be like a more lucky kind of like lighter, brighter, fun time occurring in your life. I feel like maybe you'll start to expand your work too. You might start to expand into working online or really just building a greater network. You might even, go for a new job. Some of you, I have to say, some of you might consider moving, especially those of you who are at a distance from your lover. And I feel like that's going to be, Ted just said yes, okay. I feel like that's going to be a really good move for you. Brand new community, a lot of like new in your life. I feel like there's a lot of newness coming in, meeting a lot of new people. 44 on the clock. So a lot of alignment coming in within these next 3 moons. And yeah, we got breakup here, okay? So for some of you, and look, it's kind of like a group dynamic. So I feel this is more like you might decide to leave this job. You might decide to really cut off this person, you know, that you find out has been interfering in your situation. You might discover what caused the problems in your relationship once this all comes out. But I think that that'll turn out very well for you, because this person did act as like a temptress or a tempter, okay? And I think on the job, you know, you'll make the agreements that you need to make just to sort of like smooth things over. But ultimately, you know, you're going to be moving forward in such a way where you're going to be on track. You're going to have a clear view of where you're going. You're going to feel really good about yourself. And it's good to be the queen. Okay. So there's a lot of spiritual guidance coming in for you. Follow the signs. Things are really going to improve for you by that final new moon in the next 3 moons that comes in Cancer. Okay. So do be on the lookout for that. But get this character out of the mix, because they're causing a lot of problems for you. All right. Pile 3. If you chose this boot because fairies wear boots, this is your pile working with this Paulina Tarot. I love this. It looks like we've got a storm coming in tonight. I am here for it. I love a good thunder and lightning storm. So far, just all the lightning, okay? Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I like it when that lightning comes. So, yeah, I feel like something's about to get exciting for you, pile 3. Maybe you've just been doing the work, okay? It's been a little boring, you know? Nose to the grindstone. You've been taking care of business. You're ready for a little excitement. You're ready for a little shake-up. Let's see what's coming in for you, pile 3. Where is the level up for pile 3 in this new moon cycle, kicking off tonight and going through that new moon in Gemini on June 8th? Okay, what do we got here? Where's this level up for pile 3? Ooh, just like pile 1. Look at that. You got the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so something's shifting here. Something is turning around here. I feel like there's healing coming in here because we got this caduceus down here in this Wheel of Fortune. You could finally be getting somebody who's been in a really stuck, stubborn position to see things your way. You could be dealing with a fixed sign energy. You could be dealing with Taurus. You could be dealing with Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. You could be dealing with the Sagittarius, okay? Something's moving here. Something's changing in your situation, and it looks like it's leveling up, which is really good. What else do we got coming in here for pile 3, and how can they best apply their energy? Oh, okay. Looks like you might be closing things up with a Leo. We got strength in reverse here, okay? I feel like you're done. You know, you're sort of done regurgitating the past, going over the same old issues. You've realized it's just become burdensome. It's weighing you down. You don't want to put your focus on this anymore. You actually have an idea of what you want to nurture and grow in your life, but you're not able to do it because you keep dealing with something that's just been holding you back for way too long. A Leo could be connected to this. What do we got here? Yep, you're bringing something to an end. Scorpio energy too, okay? So you're going through a major ending here. And it looks like it's something that's been a long time coming, okay? I feel like you've been dealing with this for quite a while. This is something that you've given chance after chance after chance after chance. I feel like it was really hard to let this go. I just got the cat came back the very next day, so it's got those vibes, right? Maybe it was really hard for this Leo to let go in this situation, but finally this ending is coming. I think it frees you up. Suddenly it's like a weight's been taken off of you. Now you can start to pour your energy into what you really want to grow in your life. Okay, this may have been a process that actually started back in Leo season last year. You've been trying to end this connection since Leo season last year, and it's just kind of been, you know, one long, slow, drawn out last gasp I got, okay? But I don't think you're investing in this anymore, and it's finally coming to a close. So you're like, about time. Ooh, yeah, and you're charging forward with passion and purpose. 9 of Wands energy coming out, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So The stuck is unstuck, okay? No more waiting around for things to pan out. You're charging forward here. You are the man or the broad with a plan. Yeah, and I think you did deal with a period here where you felt really confused about this situation and you weren't sure what you should do. You felt like there was a lot that was hidden. I think what was hidden is about to be revealed to you. And it's a game changer. And you realize you can't waste your time here anymore, okay? More details for pile 3, please, about how they can best apply their energy for the most success and the biggest level up in this new moon lunar cycle, please, Spirit. More details for pile 3 about how they can best take advantage of this situation. Woo! All right, it's going to get a little live, okay? I do feel like things are about to get a little bit more exciting. Oh, yeah, you might go out and have some fun. You might kick up your heels a bit with this particular devil, you know? You might be ready to go out and paint the town red, you know, have a little fun, you know, kick up your heels a bit, you know? Some wine, women, and song, maybe, all right? You just want to have a good time. Yeah, and I also feel like you've been, you know, manning this post for so long and just fending off one thing or another. I think you're finally at the point where you're like, look, I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't need to stay here and, you know, defend this post. I'm ready to just have some fun. Yep, King of Cups, okay? Water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We also got Capricorn energy here. Leo, Scorpio energy here, a lot of fixed sign energy here. So I feel like you're letting your wild side out. You just feel like having a good time, you know? You want to fill your own cup at this point. You're kind of like a little frustrated with the situation you've been dealing with. All right. I mean, you're getting the nod of approval there. Yep. You're totally bailing out on a situation that just really tested your boundaries. Just brought you one problem after another. This person brought so much crap for you to deal with. I cannot even make it up. This 9 of Wands in reverse. You're like, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't care. I don't even want it anymore. I see you really giving up on this. And you're like, cheers. I see you celebrating, you know. For a lot of you, this is like you're pulling yourself out of some situation that just lost its appeal a long time ago. For some of you, it's a relationship, and you're just ready to go out and have some fun. You want to just have a little bit of a lighter side of life, you know, focus than all these problems, right? There's a lot you're throwing away here. I see that. And I do feel like you were dealing with somebody who was keeping a lot of stuff secret. Okay, we have the High Priestess coming out on top of that King of Cups. So it's possible that you were dealing with somebody who you felt was like hiding a lot of stuff from you. Maybe you're even learning that somebody had a bit of a double life. And here you've been like trying really hard to stay true to this person and make this situation work. Meanwhile, they've been out kicking up their heels, having a good time, and you've been, you know, fending off one thing after another, and you're realizing like, I don't need to do this anymore. Yep, strong Pisces energy, all right? I think you're trusting your intuition on this one. What fell away here? You're getting out of contract. You're getting out of a soul contract. That's what I see. We got this contract in reverse. You don't want it anymore. Nope. Okay, for some of you, you're ready to head in a new direction. We got Temperance, okay, on the bottom of the deck here. Sagittarius energy. We also got Leo energy. Do you see the way that the 2 cups, the way the energy flows between them? It makes the symbol for Leo. Could have been something went down in Leo's season, all right? And I feel like something is being balanced out here because you're really recognizing your worth, your value. You want to stand on that. You're not willing to put up with less than you know you truly deserve. I think that's good, okay? Any more details about this? I think you're like celebrating your freedom. That's what it looks like, okay? And this is a good move for you. If you've been wondering, should I just get out of this? I think it's wise. It looks like it's a particular connection, okay? It may have been fun at one point, you know, but it started to turn into just one problem after another. And I feel like the weight of it fell on you. And Maybe at one point you were all in with this, but now you're starting to recognize that it's not in your best interest, and you really just want to, you want to have some fun. You're tired of dealing with all these problems, all these hassles. A lot of you are deciding to be more of a free agent. You don't necessarily want to get tied down by any kind of like contractual agreements, and that includes marriage, you know, that includes any kind of like signing on the dotted line for like a lease where you're locked in with somebody. A lot of you are just wanting to kind of maybe start a new cycle and rediscover yourself. Some of you are wanting to go back to school, right? Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you, you know, you got a kid. You ended up getting pregnant. Maybe it's something that you kind of kept on the down low. It had something to do with, you know, a secret relationship, a secret love. You got to love a child, but that's really changed how you show up in the world. And so you realize, I got to have, you know, some stability here. I do feel like you're forming new community. It feels like it's healthy community. It feels like it's supportive community. And this is really blessed up for you. So Spirit's going to help you connect with the right kind of people. And I feel like the right community as well. Some of you may be moving, all right? You're going to move to a new location. You're starting from scratch. You feel a bit like the beginner, but it feels good. You feel like you get a chance to sort of like get a do-over, you know? Get a second chance at life. I do feel like there's something you've been kind of gnawing away at. It's been gnawing at you with Ted gnawing there, you know? It's something that's been an irritation for a long time. And I do feel like you are going to cut something off. You're going to communicate a truth. You're going to call it as it is, and then you're going to move forward very swiftly here. It brings rebirth in your life, and this rebirth brings you luck too. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? Yeah, there's some cycle that's come to an end here. Do look by the next full moon for the ending to really come through and for you to accept it with grace. I don't see you resisting it. I feel like that's going to be in your best interest. It's what sets you up for a very, very happy, fulfilling news cycle where you get to just kind of like fill your own cup, have a good time, you know, meet some new people, maybe even in a new environment, all right? And this is what brings you success. I mean, I do feel like you'll really be celebrating here. Yep, and you're going to be celebrating independence with that Queen of Wands energy. Some of you are also like, you know, you're reinventing your look. You look good, you know. You feel like you got your fire back, and you're just excited to start this new cycle in your life. It's really good. Totally reinventing yourself, and it reinvigorates your entire life. It's also rejuvenating. I feel that, okay? And it's possible that, you know, you're, you know, just wanting to just, you know, feel the magic of not being tied down by anything and just sort of being an independent agent. I do feel like your confidence is really on the rise. You're looking good. You're feeling good. A lot of you are in some process of like totally like revamping your entire look, and it revitalizes your life. And a lot of you are moving. I see that. You're moving away from an old crowd. You're moving out of a relationship. You're moving out of a familiar community. You're heading off in a new direction. You're going to come into alignment with the right people. And you're not taking any troubles forward with you with this Six of Swords. I like it. It looks really good. Let's get an overarching theme here for you, okay? What is this change going to bring into pile three's life? What is this change going to bring into pile three's life? What is this change going to bring into pile three's life? What is this change going to bring into pile three's life, and how will they level up, Spirit? Ooh, brings you into total alignment. Again, once you let go of this old cycle, you digest everything that happened back there, brand new beginning for you, and it brings you into alignment with the right community, the right people, and I think you're going to really feel like you're in your stage of your life. That looks good. August will be good, and big, big changes in terms of your health. You're settling this score, you're calling it good, and you're moving on to a lighter